Hi, I am Sathya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Applications, KSR College of Arts and Science, Fairwomen, Tichur. Now we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming concepts using C++. Introduction to C++. C++ is a statically typed, compiled, general-purpose, case-sensitive, free-form programming language that supports procedural, object-oriented, and generic programming. C++ is regarded as a middle-level language as it comprises a combination of both high-level and low-level language features. C++ was developed by Brian Stonestop starting in 1979 as the Bell Labs in Murray Hills, New Jersey as enhanced to the C language as the original named C with classes, but later it was renamed C++ in 1983. C++ is a superset of C, and the virtual any legal C programming is a legal C++ program. A programming language is said to use static typing when type checking is performed during compile time as a opposite to runtime. Object-oriented programming, C++ fully support object-oriented programming, include the four pillars of the object-oriented development: classes and object, encapsulate, inheritance, polymorphism. Basic input-output in C++. Input stream if the direction of flow of bytes is from the devices to the main memory, then this process is called input. Output stream if the direction of the flow of bytes is opposite from the main memory to device, this process is called output. Control structures in C++. Control structures are used to alter the flow of program based on certain conditions being met or not. In C++, we mainly talk about selections and loop control structures. There are two selection control structures: if-else ladder and switch statements. Decision-making statements. C++ language support the decision-making statements as listed: if statement, if-else, nested if-else ladder, switch statements. Inline function. C++ provide inline function to reduce the function called overhead. An inline function is a function that is expanded in the inline when it is called. When the inline function is called, whole code of the inline function gets inserted or substituted at the point of the inline function call. The substitution is performed by the C++ compiler at compile time. An inline function may increase effective if it is a small inline return type, function name, parameters, function code. C++ function overloading. The number and type of parameter provided to a function are typically decided by the programmer based on the definition of the function. Function overloading is a future characteristic of programming language that enable OOPS ideas in relation to functions. It makes refer to the possibility of having many functions with the same name but distinct parameters. Two or more functions may share the same name but not the same list of arguments. When the functions overloading occurs, it is key characteristics of C++ compile time polymorphism and function overloading are similar concepts. C++ classes and objects. Classes and objects are the basic building block that lead to object-oriented programming in C++. In this article, we will learn about C++ classes, object, look at how they work and how to implement them in our C++ program. A class is a user-defined data type which holds its own data members and member function which can be accessed and used by creating an instance of that class. A C++ class is like a blueprint for the object. Declaring object. An object is a C++ is a region of storage with type, a value, a possibility of a name. In traditional object-oriented programming, object means an instance of a class, but in C++, the definition is slightly broader to include instance of any data type. In C++, an object is an instance of classes and encapsulate data and functionality pertaining to a data. Member functions in C++. Member functions are defined inside the class definition and have access to the data member and other member function. They are associated with a specific class or object and can be used to perform operations on the class data members and interact with the other objects of the same class. Array of object in C++. An array in C++, be it to any programming language, is collections of similar data items stored in continuous memory locations, and elements can be accessed randomly using indication of an array. They can be used to store the collection of primitive data types such as int, float, double, character, etc. of a particular type. Constructor and destructor. A constructor is a member function of a class that has the same name as the class name. Syntax: class name, constructor body. Destructor is also a member of a class that has the same name as the class name preceded by the tilde operator. It helps to relocate the memory of your object. Syntax: class tilde class name function, destructor body. Operator overloading. In C++, we have changed way operator work for user-defined types like object and structures. This is known as operator overloading. For example, we have created 3 objects C1, C2 and result from a class named complex that represents complex numbers. Inheritance. In C++, inheritance is a process in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of parent object automatically. In C++, the classes which inherit the member of another class is called derived class, and the class whose members are inherited is called base class. The derived class is a specialized class for the base class. Types of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple, multi-level, hybrid, hierarchical. Single inheritance. Single inheritance, a class derived from one base class only, and this means that there is only one subclass is derived from one superclass. Multiple inheritance. Two base class, one derived class is a multiple inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. This type of inheritance, multiple derived class from the one base class, is a hierarchical inheritance. Multi-level inheritance is a inheritance that derived classes inherit from class which is turn inherit from other class. The superclass for one is subclass for another. Hybrid. Hybrid inheritance is a combination of hierarchical and multiple inheritance. Thank you.